great to be here. One of the reasons it's great to be here, I like to hear testimony from this pulpit and from any other pulpit. When we talk about a pulpit, it means pulling people out of the pit. But when we find folks who have come to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ, it's wonderful to be able to share it. So what I want to do this morning is say there would be something very, very special. And John Patton has very kindly accepted an invitation to give his testimony. What I'd like to do is invite John. The first time I think John has spoken in the chapel. I'd like to invite him now. Take the pulpit, take as long as you like. If it gets too long, then we'll stop and have lunch anyway. In the meantime, feel free. We look forward to hearing and seeing.
Right, good morning. Good morning. Yes. This is very much new territory, standing in the pulpit of the church. It is the first for me. I've never done it before. So hopefully it won't be too daunting. My story of embarking on a walk with the Lord is not one loaded with thunderclaps, lightning and stuff like that, and all of a sudden arriving as a good Christian person. Rather, it's been a gradual advancement over a period of time that began on the 21st of November 1999, not very long ago, after I answered an altar call at Crossway Baptist Church. Although in saying there was no lightning claps and flashes of lightning, last Wednesday, Pam and I, when we were just about to the top of Mount Kosciuszko, tramping up there, we were confronted with a terrific storm. All of those things, lightning, thunder, hail, rain. I'd already sort of thought what I was going to say today, and I thought, gosh, maybe somebody is telling me something different. But anyway, I had never received any religious training as a person growing up, or even as an adult. I hadn't read the Bible. I didn't know what was in it. Although for some strange reason I always believed in God. My interest in the Bible was first triggered probably about 23 years ago or so. And I was in Auckland, and Pam had invited me along to a Christian Businessmen Association night to listen to a guest speaker, and he was an American preacher, if I remember rightly. There were about 700 or 800 people there involved, and this person got on the stage and commenced with a very powerful message, very much like I thought Billy Graham would be. And after only 2 or 3 minutes into his talk, he stopped and said, somebody in the audience who was suffering with a sore elbow. Now at that time I had just contracted painful tennis elbow. I used to play a lot of tennis, and it was very painful. I was a bank manager at the time, and I used to shake hands with people regularly throughout the day, and every time I did it, it would almost bring a tear to my eye. Anyway, when he said that, I sort of thought, he was talking about me. And he said, if that person would like to come forward, I will pray over them and heal them. And I thought, my gosh, there's no way I'm going forward here. So I sort of dug in and held on to the seat, although all the time I thought he was talking to me. So he carried on with his message, and 5 minutes later he stopped again and said if he'd like to come forward. I didn't go forward. He carried on. So at the end he stopped again and said, we'll stop what I'm saying and we'll pray for this person as a group. So he did that, and I couldn't wait to get outside to see what had happened because I really did feel as though he was talking to me. Eventually the meeting finished and I went outside, so I sort of waved my arm around like I was serving, and you wouldn't believe it, but it was totally gone. Totally gone. And I was quite stunned over that. I'd known a lot of people over my tennis career, tennis elbow, and they tried all sorts of things to fix it, like red ball around their wrist with copper bands or so on. So that was something of a miracle, although at that time I knew nothing about faith or the Bible, and I guess the message that was being given to me went right over my head. I didn't do anything about it. Although now that I know a bit more, I do understand that it was a very powerful message to me for some reason or other. It was the first big event, although I didn't do anything about it. My wife, Pam, who all of you know, I think, is a very good Christian. She's been a Christian pretty well all her life and has a fantastic knowledge of the Bible. She's not only beautiful on the outside, she's one of those people that are beautiful on the inside as well. And like all good Christians, they seem to possess this sort of inner calm and peace, which is very obvious to a person that's not a Christian. So I decided when I retired, some years ago now, away from the pressures of the corporate life, that I must do something about acquiring this inner peace, because people that had it really had something. I came out of a fairly stressful career, and I was a bit run out, and I would have done anything to have that calm and inner peace. So the next thing that happened really, and it came right out of the blue, was an invitation for Pam and I to attend an Alpha course at a home group in Williams Hill. I'd never heard of what an Alpha course was, but I agreed to go, although I felt that I was being sort of set up here, because I didn't think there'd be much that Pam would learn in a course like that, but maybe I could learn a lot. Anyway, I went and we met with these people. There were 16 Christians from memory, and about 4 or 5 people, beginners like me, and it went on for about 3 months, every Tuesday night or whatever it was. And they were a terrific group of people. I really enjoyed it. I got an enormous amount out of it. And the best thing was the tapes, which were presented by a person called Nicky Gumble, were so clear. You know, at the end of the hour, or whatever it went for, I could understand what he was trying to get across. Unlike on some other occasions at other churches, I would sit there and listen for an hour and a half, and I'd say to Pam on the way home in the car, and what was all that about? So he really had a way about it. He was an ex-Queen's Counsel, this fellow, so he was used to speaking. He spoke very clearly. So like I said, we attended that group for, well, we probably ran on for about a year. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, it was disbanded. The fellow that ran it was a very good Christian, and he said he got a lot out of running this group. And I was quite staggered because there were people like me and one other fellow in particular who had a terrible life. And he poured out his heart at this meeting one night. And if there's anything that can happen to a human being on this earth, it happened to this fellow. And when he was told the group was going to disband, he was shattered. And he said to me, there's no way I could ever get up again and disclose my life history. So we went away from there quite disillusioned. I sort of felt as though I was sort of coming up, and all of a sudden I felt very disillusioned. Anyway, a person in that group who we got on well with decided to form his own group, and we attended that group, and I think we were the first to go to his group. We still go there now, some years later. And it's every Tuesday night, and it's a Bible study, but it's good fellowship with people as well. This may sound a bit strange, but I'm very comfortable now mixing with Christians. In fact, I enjoy your company greatly, all of you, and our people outside here as well. And I think that's because before I really had no knowledge of what you people have an enormous amount of knowledge of. So whenever you started speaking, I was on the back foot. I didn't understand it. But now I'm gathering knowledge, and I do understand. I wouldn't pretend to understand all of it, but I am definitely getting better at it. So I know myself that I've come a long way. Standing here before you today is confirmation of that. And I'm getting myself into a position where I can answer God's call if the minute does come. Back in December, everybody here received, I guess, a newsletter, a 10-care newsletter. And it was headed up on the front page of the Bible. And I kept it in the Bible ever since, more or less, the bookmark. And I like to read it because I think, for me anyway, to get it tremendous. And it says, the Bible contains the mind of God, the state of man, the way of salvation, the doom of sinners, and the happiness of believers. Its doctrines are holy, its precepts are binding, its histories are true, its prophecies are accurate, and its decisions are immutable. Read it to be wise, believe it to be safe, and practice it to be holy. It contains light to direct you, food to support you, and comfort to cheer you. It is the traveller's map, the pilgrim's staff, the pilot's compass, the soldier's sword, and the Christian's character. Here paradise is restored, heaven opened, and the gates of hell disclosed. How good its design and the glory of God is in. It should fill the memory, rule the heart, and guide the feet. Read it slowly, frequently, prayerfully. It is a mine of wealth, a paradise of glory, and a river of pleasure. It is given you in life, will be opened at the judgment, and will be remembered forever. It involves the highest responsibility, will reward the greatest labour, and condemns all who trifle with its sacred contents. Christ is its grand subject. But that's really all I would like to say. It's been no crash of thunder for me like, I guess, other people. I did learn at one of these home groups that this was in the early days of my learning. It seemed to be that you almost needed to be down on your knees to be able to become a Christian. In other words, you'd be broken looking for something. And that confused me somewhat, but I don't believe that's the case now. Certainly not for me. So thank you for listening to me. And if you find time to include me in your prayers, I would be grateful. And thanks again. God bless you all.
Well, thank you very much, John. It was almost brought tears in my heart to hear John speak so clearly about his way, the way he walked and found the Lord Jesus, or perhaps the Lord Jesus found him. Be able to speak of your partner with so much warmth. And you're not closer to anybody, any other human person than your partner. They see everything you do. My wife will soon tell you I snore a lot and things of this nature. Well, this morning it will be a bit of a mix match. Listening to John, the style that he was able to share. How he said, no taps of thunder. All of us here, those of you who have taken Christ as Saviour, it has been a spiritual journey. We didn't all come with claps of thunder and lightning and whatever. And I was thinking just recently, reading the story of Philip when he joined the Ethiopian eunuch who was standing in a chariot, a fellow who was the treasurer of the Queen Candace of Ethiopia. And there was this great, huge man, gifted with being able to read Hebrew. And he's reading from the Old Testament. The Spirit of God had got Philip and told him to go and join this chariot. And as he was perhaps going beside, here's this man reading out aloud. Now, if somebody started to read out aloud in our society as they move through the situation, you'd think they were crazy. Man's mind's gone. But there was nothing wrong with this Ethiopian eunuch as he started to read. And Philip joined him and just asked the question, do you understand what you're reading? And the big gentleman looked down at him, no doubt, took in the image, fellow seems okay, he's not drunk, and invited him up. He said, well, how can I? There's somebody tells me about it. And he invited Philip to join him. Philip got up into the chariot and began at the same words that he had been reading. He was led as a lamb to the slaughter and a sheep without his shearers, before his shearers was done. He opened not his mouth. And the big man said to Philip, who's he talking about? And Philip began at the same scriptures and preached to him Christ and explained things. And before long, this Ethiopian yielded his heart to Christ. And whatever that was said, we don't know how long, suddenly, this, the treasurer commanded the chariot, stop. He said, there's water. What does hinder? What stops me from being baptized? And Philip said to him, if you believe in your whole heart, you may. And as the scripture tells us, they both went down into the water and Philip baptized the Ethiopian. A remarkable story. And that captivated me. And I started to think of a couple of things. One is, what happened after that? What happened to this person that had so much wealth that he was in charge of? He went back to Ethiopia. What happened? And that took me on one of these journeys that we often get involved in, encyclopedias and everything. And one discovered that Ethiopia gained a large Christian community, became the predominant faith that is up until 1974. And many of us have heard about Emperor Haile Selassie, who some words that appeared on most major newspapers in the world. When his country was denied assistance through the League of Nations, they said to Haile Selassie, what are you going to do now, Emperor Haile Selassie? And he turned to the multitude and said, there is still God. Words splashed across the newspapers around the world. There is still God. I don't care what you think of me, but there is someone that rules in the kingdoms of men, and that's God. 7 years later, Emperor Haile Selassie was reinstalled as the Emperor of Ethiopia. Remarkable story. We find today, after a period of Marxism, from 1974 onwards, and all sorts of pessimists, and now in Ethiopia there is something like 58% of the population are Muslims. In the earlier meeting today, we heard a little bit about the remnant. There's still a remnant in Ethiopia. Now, whether it was due to one guy, Philip, being moved by the Spirit of God to attach himself to this chariot or not, who knows? There is still God. God rules over the kingdoms of men. I got carried away as I started my own little exploration and thinking about marvellous things that God has done. But another point, the one that really touched my heart, is how did Philip come to faith in Christ? That's what I want to talk to you this morning. How did Philip come to trust Jesus Christ? Now, not all of you have a deaf Bible. We often talk, we'll introduce and talk using the deaf Bible. A lot of overheads that I prepared didn't turn out, but the deaf Bible did. So I'm going to sit myself down yonder. I'm going to read from what the deaf Bible. I'd like you to follow me. It's a Bible that's written in simple terms. And the area that we're going to look at is John's Gospel, because it tells us a great deal about Philip. You'll be able to read this in your own Bible at home. The words will be slightly different, but the meaning hopefully is here. And we'll begin in John chapter 1, verse 35, and this runs out just prior to finish 51, so I'll read the remainder from the text. The next day, John the Baptist. Now, John the Baptist had been preaching away like a voice crying in the wilderness. I'm saying, make way. Somebody who's really special is coming after me. And I want you folks to listen. And this is very important. He's got his disciples standing with him. They've seen a lot of the way in which John the Baptist performs, and fearless, the guy who's clothed in animal skins and eats wild honey. People are frightened of him. They acknowledge him as a prophet. No question about that. And we've got two people that I want to focus on. One is called Andrew, and the other one is called John. But John, writing about himself, doesn't like mentioning his name in these scriptures. I better be careful of the time. So I'll probably have to simply stay with the text. So the next day, John the Baptist was there again, and John had two of his followers with him. John saw Jesus walking by, and John said, "Look, the Lamb of God." Our authorized will say, "Behold, the Lamb of God." But look! And the two followers heard John say this, so they followed Jesus. Now, if you're a prophet and you have a whole heap of people around you, it's unlikely that you'll say, "Hey, that's the guy you have to follow. I've got to decrease, he's got to increase. I'm not even worthy to do up his shoelace. You follow him." And you've got these two gentlemen, Andrew, John, and follow him. So the two followers heard John say this, so they followed Jesus. And we're assuming that was marked in the deaf Bible, we would have things like Andrew and John. Now Jesus turned and saw the two men by him, and Jesus asked, "What do you want?" Two men said, "Rabbi, teacher, where is Shane? in a very polite way, and say, look, I really want to get involved and talk with you. You seem to be someone very special. And particularly if John the Baptist is talking about you in glowing terms, you must be very special. And Jesus answered, come with me and you'll see. What an invitation. I was a kid and I wondered about Christian things, and I thought, you know, if ever I could go back into time, where would I go? If I could be something like a fly on the wall or something, go back into history, I would try and find out whether this fellow Jesus Christ is real. That's what I want to do. But here you've got an open invitation. Jesus answered, come with me and you'll see. So the two men went with Jesus. They saw the place where Jesus stayed. They stayed there with Jesus. That day it was about 4 o'clock. Other translations don't say what time. They just said stay the rest of the day. If you get involved with somebody, the next thing the clock simply just keeps on going and people might stop for tea. As John gave his testimony, I often think how long the evening would wear on. There are some people sitting in this room, when we would have a Bible study at our place, it would be 1 o'clock in the morning. And I might want to try and clean up before I went to bed, and I'd say, lift your feet. And I'd wrap them underneath their feet and whatever, before I'd go to bed. The deaf people sometimes don't know when to go home. They have such a good time. So we bear that in mind. These two men followed Jesus after they heard about Jesus from John the Baptist. That's from John. One of these two men was named Andrew, and Andrew was Simon Peter's brother. Simon Peter? Know that? Angry, volatile person that could blow up instantly. You'd wonder what on earth you've got on your hands. And here's this fellow Andrew. He's Peter's brother. The first thing Andrew did, this is after he had his meeting with the person called Jesus, Nazareth. How long it went on? Well, we don't know. The first thing Andrew did was to go and find his brother, Simon. And Andrew said to Simon, we have found the Messiah. John gave his testimony, and it took us over months, maybe years of time, to make a decision in half a day or even one day is something quite astronomical. How could you turn around and say to your brother, we have found the Messiah? That's pretty powerful stuff. If you had been a fly on the wall, what would you have discovered? What sort of questions would you have asked? There'd be a multitude of questions you could start. Tell me about yourself. That's the typical sort of thing you want to start to know something. Tell me about yourself. Where do you come from? Well, I was born in Bethlehem. Oh, yes. And if you read the Old Testament, you'll find the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem. Oh, yes. There are shepherds that came. There were wise men that came. Well, tell me, why did you go to Egypt? My father, my mother's husband, had a dream. Said we should pack up and leave. And after we left, every person under the age of 2, all the boys were fulfilled like him. Well, what did you do in Egypt? How did you live? Oh, did I not tell you about the wise men that came and they left me gold, frankincense and myrrh? You can see what an interesting, a very interesting afternoon these people had. I better move on. Very much. Then Andrew brought Simon to Jesus, and Jesus looked at Simon and said, "You are Simon, the son of John. You will be called Cephas." Cephas in Aramaic is translated in Greek to Peter, and it's a language that means a stone. Instead of being all over the place, you're going to become something solid. Wow. The next day Jesus decided to go to Galilee, and Jesus found Philip. That's the first person we're looking for. Jesus found Philip and said, "Follow me." Philip was from the town of Bethsaida, the same as Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael, and he told him, "Remember what Moses wrote in the law? Moses wrote about a man that was coming. The prophets wrote about him too. We've found him, and his name is Jesus, the son of Joseph. He's from Nazareth." And Nathanael said to Philip, "Nazareth? Can any good come from Nazareth?" Philip answered, "Come and see." That's what I'm saying. Come and see. Jesus saw Nathanael coming towards him. Jesus said, "This man's coming is truly one of God's people. There is nothing false about him. Trust him, sincere." Nathanael asked, "How do you know me? How do you know me?" Jesus answered, "I saw you when you were under the fig tree. That was before Philip told you about me." "I'm under the fig tree? How did you know I was under the fig tree?" And that is where Philip came and spoke to me. And Nathanael said to Jesus, "Rabbi, teacher, you're the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus said to Nathanael, "I told you, I saw you under the fig tree. That is why you believe, but you will see much greater things than that." And it goes on, and it says, "I'll tell you the truth. You will see the heaven open. You will see the angels of God going up, coming down on the Son of Man." We've spoken about 4 or 5 people. I'll go back there and I'll finish in a couple of minutes. When you think of the way in which the Lord spoke to each of those people and how they responded, to think that they, by seeing him very, very quickly, came to the realisation that he was the Messiah. That intimate communication must have been fantastic. To go through the details, and we haven't got time to talk about Andrew, Peter, John, Philip, the fact that he brought Nathanael to Jesus Christ. He was the one that was approached by Greeks who wanted to see Jesus. He was the one we talked about earlier on the way, on the road that led to Ethiopia. Quite a person that was in touch with the Spirit of God. Nathanael, incidentally, is also called people they are following. Now, a simple description of those whom the Lord calls to know Him is that they are His followers. And it means a follower is one that goes after, follows the Lord Jesus. It means keeping close to Him. It means leaving some things behind. Peter said, Lord, we could give away everything to follow You. If you think and remember how it was Peter that went to Rome and encouraged countless numbers of people to follow after Christ. And it means being like the Lord and doing what He would do. It involves open confession. And down through the years, many people have given their lives to Christ. Now, a call for service is something that's been set before us. I was thrilled when I heard John talk about the future. He counts his words very carefully because he doesn't know what the future has in store. The same as Philip would not have known that a few years hence he would have been after one person, his Ethiopian eunuch. Tremendous amount of work that began there. Now God set His seal upon the primitive methods described, this mouth to mouth, lip to lip, confirming it with signs, following and adding to the church daily. The early church experienced rapid, far-reaching results. Within one generation, without the use of the modern facilities and microphones, television, any of those sorts of things, the modern facilities to transmit the gospel message, the good news passed from lip to lip till it touched the entire Roman Empire. Within 1 century, this one by one evangelism shook paganism to its roots. The priests of the false faiths saw their idols and shrines forsaken as the true worshippers turned to the living God. There have been tremendous numbers of things that have occurred over the years. And I love it when you read John's Gospel and you hear about, and I wonder, what was it that John communicated and asked the Lord? And you notice how that when he opens up and his Gospel, with God in the beginning, he went right back to the fundamentals. He spoke about John the Baptist, a voice crying in the wilderness. He showed us the miracles, turning water into wine. Talk about 4,500 or something litres of wine. What the Lord did in the temple, drove people out, turned over the money tables, let the animals go. Written, my house will be a house of prayer. You've made it a den of thieves. No man's ever done things like this. What about Nicodemus? Look how John shows us how important each individual is. All people are so important. He says to Nicodemus, there's a need to be born again. We read in John's Gospel, Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must also the Son of Man be lifted up. And I, if I be lifted up, will draw all men unto me. God's so wonderful. He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life. You read the story of the woman in Samaria, the Good Shepherd, the death of Lazarus, entering in a triumphant manner into Jerusalem. Peter, we hear the story of his denial. We also get the wonderful thing, let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me. In the Father's house of many mansions. There is place for you. Where I am, there may be yours. We haven't got time to talk about I am the true vine. Jesus' arrest, the trial, the crucifixion, the death, the resurrection. Now our Lord Jesus is His followers. We have the living Christ. How do we share this living Christ? you to come to a saving knowledge of Christ. We have a responsibility to share our Lord Jesus with those around us, those who know not Christ. No wonder our Lord wept. His concern for people, and compassion he had for the souls of men. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, how often I would gather there to begin that church. Perhaps time has gone, perhaps we leave it here. We commit ourselves to our Father.